Excel 2016, Module 12, pages 752 through 759. At the top of page 752, start with reading about preparing the final workbook, and then read Setting Document Properties. To add document properties to the workbook, you should still be in your Financial Report workbook with your Financial Summary Worksheet tab selected. On the ribbon, click the File tab and then click Info. So we're going to go File, and then we're going to go Info, which is where we are right here. Step number 3. At the bottom of the right pane, click the Show All Properties link. It's right down here at the very bottom. See it? Go ahead and click all that. All of the document properties appear in the right pane. Step number 4. In the Properties section, and that's where we are right here, the right pane, next to the title property, see it right here? Click Add Title. Just click on it. And then type Annual Financial Report. And then, to stop yourself from being embarrassed, stop and check your spelling immediately. Step number 5. Next to the Tags property, okay, see right here it says Tags, go ahead and click. Type Stockholders and then Annual Meeting. Notice that you're going to type a semicolon to separate the two tags. So type Stockholders and then a semicolon and then Annual Meeting. And then always stop and check your spelling, because you certainly don't want to embarrass yourself at work by having some big old typo in there, right? Next to the Comments property, so click right there, we are going to type Final Draft of the Financial Report to be presented at the April meeting in Phoenix. Okay. And now you know what I'm going to say before I even say it, right? Stop and check. Particularly pay attention to the word Phoenix, which has an odd spelling. All right, step number 7. Next to the Status property, here's Status right here, type Final Draft. Okay, got that? Step number 8. Next to the Categories property, we're going to type Financial Statements. Okay. Step number 9. Next to the Subject property, click Specify the Subject, which we did, right? And then type Cooking Craft Financial Report. So put in Cooking Craft Financial Report. Cooking Craft Financial, I'm checking my spelling, report. Okay, got it? Next to the Company property, type Cooking Craft. Step number 11. In the Related People section, see it down here, next to the Author property, see where it says Author right here, click Add an Author, which is right there, and then type your name and add yourself as an author of the document. Okay, got it? All right, take a look on page 753 at figure 12-13 and make sure that your computer screen matches, hey, go away, matches what they have. If you got any weird box like I did, just cancel it in that and go ahead and check that figure and make sure yours matches, okay? All right, on page 754, to add the department customer property, On the info screen, at the top of the right pane, click Properties. I cannot talk. Okay, right here. Go ahead and click that, and then click Advanced Properties. All right, the Financial Report Properties dialog box opens. Step number 2, click the Custom tab. Okay, so you have all these tabs up here, just click Custom. You enter the custom properties for the workbook here. The name box includes some common properties that you might want to add to a workbook. Step number 3, in the name box, here's your name box, see it? Got all this good stuff right here. Click Department. The department property is selected and the data type is set as text. You do not need to change this. Okay, so we clicked on department and the type automatically popped up as text, and that's correct, so we're not going to change it. In the values box, right here, type finance. Okay. Step number 5, click the add button. You see the add button right there? Go ahead and click on it. The department property is added to the properties box. It comes and it shows up right down here in the properties. See it? Step number 6, click the OK button to close the dialog box and return to the info screen. Okay, at the bottom of page 754, please read about inspecting a workbook. On the top of page 755, to inspect the financial report workbook, on the info screen, click the Check for Issues button. Okay? So we're just going to click on Check for Issues, and then click Inspect Document right there. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and hit Yes. All right, now our Document Inspector dialog box opens. Step number 3, make sure all of the checkboxes are selected. So we have all these, you have a scroll bar right here. Scroll down and make sure that every single box has a check mark. Okay? Note that the inspector checks the content of the workbook for hidden properties or personal information in all the selected categories. The inspection results appear in the dialog box. Scroll through all of them. Hit Inspect. Now, it went through and it inspected everything and gave you your inspection results. So you can see that no comments were found. Okay? Now, you can go through here, scroll through all of them, and see what each one says. Okay? On the bottom, kind of on the bottom, page 755, go ahead and read about it. It's going to explain to you what the inspector found, so it's really important that you read this so you understand. To review the hidden worksheet and then remove it, click the Close button to close the Document Inspector dialog box. So, do you see this right here? It warned us that there's a hidden worksheet in here. So go ahead and hit Close. Now, go down to your Sheet tabs and right-click any of them. It doesn't matter which one. Okay? And then click Unhide on the shortcut menu. You see it right there? Go ahead and click it. The Unhide dialog box opens, displaying a list of all the hidden sheets in the workbook. In this case, the only hidden sheet is the Notes worksheet. Go ahead and turn to page 756. With the Notes sheet selected, which it is, okay, go ahead and click the OK button. So we're going to unhide it. The Notes worksheet appears between the Documentation and Financial Summary worksheets. The worksheet contains Marta's to-do list for the project, which is not relevant for colleagues and does not need to be part of the final report. Rather than just deleting the Notes worksheet, you'll hide it again and then delete it using the Document Inspector. Step number 4, right-click the Notes Sheet tab and then click Hide. The worksheet is again hidden from view. On the ribbon, click File to display the info screen. On the info screen, click the Check for Issues button and then click Inspect Document. Click Yes to save. and then click the Inspect button. Step number 8. Scroll down the Document Inspector dialog box to the Hidden Worksheets. It's right here. Go ahead and click the Remove All button. And you did it. You got rid of it, and go ahead and click Close. Okay, you learned something really important. You learned that somebody can hide a worksheet that you wouldn't know was there, and you could send a document out with information that you don't even realize is there. So prior to sending out any shared workbook, you always need to run your Document Inspector and see if anyone has hidden anything. You certainly wouldn't want to embarrass yourself by sending out something inappropriate. Okay, so just always remember this. Shared workbook, before you send anything out, use your Document Inspector and go through everything and make sure there's no hidden worksheets. All right, go ahead and read the rest about the Document Inspector on page 756 and more about finalizing a workbook. All right, on page 757, to run the compatibility checker on the financial report workbook, on the ribbon, click File. Click the Check for Issues button, but this time we're going to click Check Compatibility. Okay. Check for Issues right here, and then check for compatibility. Compatibility, not accessibility. The Compatibility Checker dialog box opens, displaying the results of the compatibility test. Okay? The Compatibility Checker finds only a minor issue involving formatting changes between the current document and versions of Excel 97, 2000, 2002, and 2003. MARTA does not see a need to make changes to the workbook at this time, so go ahead and click the OK button to close the Compatibility Checker. Turn to page 758 and read about protecting a workbook. All right, on the bottom of 758, to encrypt the workbook, save the workbook as Financial Report Final. On the ribbon, click File. Click the Protect Workbook button and then click the Encrypt with Password. Okay, right here it says Protect Workbook, and we want to encrypt with password right there. I see we have yellow, so be really, really careful. Now, if you make a typo in this, it's bad news, okay? In the password box, type Cooking Craft in all lowercase letters with no spaces, and then click OK. Do not name it anything but exactly what's in your textbook. And I'm not sure if I hit that right. I felt like I missed a button, so I'm going to try it again just to make sure. And I'm going to not talk very much and look down at my fingers while I do it to make sure I got it as Cooking Craft. All lowercase, no spaces, and then click OK. All right. In the Re-enter Password box, type Cooking Craft again. And then click OK. Notice the warning. So if you had made a typo the second time, or actually either one wasn't spelled right, it would have told you your passwords didn't match. Step number 6, save. Close the workbook and then reopen it. When you do that, it's going to come up and ask for the password. And obviously, you're going to type in exactly what you named it and hit OK. And then it'll open back up. Mine is just super really slow because I have so much. You can see it's actually here, but because I have so much software running to record, it's going to really give me a hard time. So hopefully yours popped open really quickly and you are ready to go ahead and go on to, no you're not, we still have to mark this sucker as final. Hold on, I'm going to pause my video until I can get this to go ahead and open. Okay, a few minutes later and it opened up for me. All right, read about marking a workbook as final. To mark Marta's workbook as final, on the ribbon, click the File tab. All right, we're back on our info screen, aren't we? Click the Protect Workbook button and then click Mark as Final. Okay, Protect Workbook, Mark as Final. A dialog box opens indicating the workbook will be marked as final and then saved. Step number 3, click the OK button. There we go, mine's really slow. A second dialog box opens indicating the file has been marked as final and its status property is now final. Step number 4, go ahead and click OK. A read-only version of the workbook opened is indicated by Read Only in the title bar. Right there. The message bar also indicates that the workbook has been marked as final. Step number 5, click a blank cell in the active worksheet and try to enter some text to confirm that you cannot edit. Nothing happens, right? Okay, go ahead and close the workbook, and you're ready to move on to your next video.